Just a little footnote to the loss by Zito following a loss by Rich Harden, or a game started by Rich Harden and a game started by Zito in back-to-back losses. This courtesy of Robert Vaughn. Last time that happened was back on the 11th of May and the 13th of May with an off day in between. As Zito lost at Boston 6-5 with Baratek hitting that walk-off homer against Dotel. And then 2 nights later, here against the Yankees, Harden went on the DL after having to lose the game in the 3rd inning, and the Yankees went on to win that one 9-4. Just a little added extra for those of you who follow minutely the doings of the green and gold. Bobby Crosby, after yesterday's game, unhappy with his game, went into the batting cages following the game. And it seemed to pay off because when he faced Rodrigo Lopez with 2 out in the 1st inning, he was ready for the first pitch. Bobby had just 2 at-bats against the Orioles in that first series this year and then went out of action. And there's one that's launched way back in the left field. And a second-deck home run by Bobby Crosby. The A's are on the board in the 1st inning, 1-0. Crosby ends a long homer drought with his 6th of the year. An explosive effort by the A's shortstop. Man, did he put a charge in that. Chavez and Johnson followed with singles, and then Jay Payton took a 3-2 pitch for ball 4, and it looked like the A's might have a big inning. And Hatterberg hit the ball on the nose, but lined out to center field, and Rodrigo Lopez got out of it with only the 1-run damage. And that started him off on a run of 11 straight batters retired until there was 1 out in the 5th inning. Meantime, Zito was 6 up and 6 down the first 2 innings, striking out 3 of the 6 outs that he got. Gave up a single to start the 3rd by Frede, the first baseman, but he got only as far as 2nd. Zito moved right on through the rest of the lineup again, giving up a leadoff single in the 5th and eliminating that with a double play ball. And when he had a 1-2-3-6, it looked like he was certainly on the way to winning this 9th consecutive decision, which was, of course, his goal coming in tonight, and especially after the A's had gotten him a run in the 6th inning. Actually, in the 5th, it looked like the A's might get something with Scudero at first base, and 2 out. If the ball gets through, he would probably score all the way on Kotze's drive to the alley in left center. Scudero has the lead and the pitch. There's a drive in the left center field. That's going to get into the gap, I believe. There's a dive. And a nice catch by Eric Burns. Came shooting across Burns style, laid out, and made the catch just above the grass on a ball that looked like it was going to get in the gap and perhaps be big trouble for the Orioles. So Burns comes home with one of his patented defensive efforts and flips the ball into the crowd behind the Oriole dugout. Runner left, nothing for the A's in the 5th, and it's 1-0 Athletics. That had to make Burnsy feel good because it wasn't a great night for him at the plate, although his team wound up with the win 6-2. He had grounded out and struck out against Zito the first couple of times up, and he was up again in the 6th inning, hoping to make a dent. Zito, since the All-Star break, 5-0 with a 2.79 ERA. Held the opponent to a 197 average in that time. Now he fires again. And Burns starts to go and does on the appeal. A breaking ball inside. Burns very upset with first base umpire Marty Foster on the appeal, rang him up. And Zito has a quick 6th inning right now, 81 pitches through 6. We go to the bottom half, the A's with a 1-0 lead. But in the end, Burns would leave the field with a big smile heading to that first base dugout. Bobby Crosby triggered the 6th inning run, starting the inning off. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff on the way to Crosby. Swung on and dealt it to left center field. That's a laser shot that's going to go all the way to the wall. Crosby around first, heading for 2nd, and is in standing with a double. Bobby Crosby with 2 of the 5 hits tonight off Rodrigo Lopez, and both of the extra base hits. Here's Chavez, who singled after the Crosby homer in the 1st. He is 1 for 2. And Chavez, I'm sure, thinking of working the ball to the right side to get Crosby over, and he did. Now ready. And he delivers. Chavez hits a grounder to first, and it goes right on by at first base. By Brady. Crosby coming to the plate. Gibbons up throwing. Not in time. Crosby slides in quickly. And it is 2-0 Athletics. Alejandro Frade made a backhand dive. I thought he was going to get it. I'm not sure whether it got under his glove, but it went on by and into right field. And Chavez gets the RBI.
Classic case of a ball playing him. I'm not sure he had to dive for it. He's never looked comfortable going after the ball. It's ruled a single. A good first baseman makes that play.
I think so. You're right. The A's will take it. Lopez, though, equal to the task. A runner on, nobody out. He gets a ground ball, a fly ball. Eventually, Chavez is at third base with 2 out. But Hatterberg goes down on strikes, and the damage is limited to the 1 run. When Zito came out to pitch the 7th inning, he had given up just 2 hits. His pitch count was in good shape at 81. But Chris Gomez got things rolling with a double to left field. And then things, after Mora popped out on a 3-2 pitch, began to deteriorate. Miguel Tejada hit a shot to third. Chavez nearly stabbed it going up the ladder, but it trickled off his glove into shallow left field, putting runners at first and third. Lopez came up next. This was Javi Lopez, the catcher. Zito went after him and got 2 strikes and looked to be ready to put him away.
Zito, third base side of the rubber. Now it's a belt. And the 0-2 pitch with Tejada running high and tight, hit him. Came inside with a fastball. Just tried to run it in, and Lopez hit by a pitch, and it got him, I think.
I thought it got him on the ear flap.
On the ear flap, the left ear. You're exactly right. And so Tejada was running on an 0-2 pitch, and Lopez hit by a fastball, and now Sammy Sosa is coming up.
Sosa came into the game 0 for 15 and 1 for his last 25, and had struck out and fouled out. And so at this point, maybe Zito's got the guy on his hip, a guy that can perhaps help him end the inning or end the threat.
Outfield a gap in right center. Again, the infield double play depth. And the 1-2 pitch to Sosa is on the way. And Tapper down the third base line, rolling in the grass. Zito bobbles it, the run scores, and everybody is safe. And now it's 2-1. A little dribbler down the third base line, and Zito might have had a play at the plate. Fielder's choice, E1. He came down toward the line, the ball dying in the grass, and Barry just couldn't find the handle.
I think he was too anxious to get it and make a play at the plate. He anticipated it.
I think he was going to try to flip it to the plate.
It was originally called a fielder's choice, and then the scoring ruling was changed to an infield hit. Things, though, then got really out of hand with Frade, the rookie who's only been in the big leagues less than 2 weeks at the plate, and Zito got behind him 3-0.
And Zito's thrown 30 pitches in this inning. Double, pop out, single, hit batsman, infield single, 2-1 A's. Jay Gibbons, the left-handed hitter, is on deck. Outfield toward left for Frade. And the 3-0. He is taking inside a 4-pitch walk, and this ball game is tied.
Well, it may be by this time they had the idea things were going to go a little bit screwy tonight, and they did. You don't see this much with the A's on Jay Gibbons at bat.
Here's the stretch. Once again, the 2-2. A ground ball to short to his right. Crosby goes to second, throws the ball into right field. 1 run is in. Sosa scores. Frade goes to third. Saved at first is Gibbons. And now it's 4-2 Baltimore on a fielder's choice E6. Boy, and this inning has unraveled on the A's.
That's when Kiko Calero got the call to come in and face Luis Matos. Calero wasn't his usual sharp self command-wise. Hit Matos with a pitch to load the bases, so he fouled out Burns, and another frustrating at-bat for Eric. He went to work on Gomez, and he walked Gomez on a 3-2 pitch to force in another run, the 5th run of the inning. Finally, he got Mora to pop out, but the big damage had been done. And as the evening evolved, that was not retrievable. The Orioles added a run in the 9th inning on a double against Rincon, a steal of third base, and then a double off Yabu by Matos that made it a 6-2 ball game. The A's got 2 on in the bottom of the 9th with 2 out on singles by Scudero and Kendall, but Kotze's drive bound for the alley in right center field, maybe fittingly so on a night like this, was hauled down by a nice running catch by Newhand. And the evening was over, and the A's had to look at back-to-back losses for the first time in 5+ weeks. And also have to think about how you get this thing turned back around and not let it really snowball, because momentum has a strange way of going in any direction. Ken will be back with the highlights for you right after this.